a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future though?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Did he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? He won, right? But how you look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different when it's me, right? Because y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to come take that spot.
And there is Gervonta Tank Davis going off on a promoter on his question about the decision to fight Jake Paul instead of fighting Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, etc., etc. And you guys heard how and what he said. He responded like, okay, why should I care? Okay, that's fair enough. Why should he care? But then he goes on and says, well, you guys switch, after every bad performance or every performance a person does bad, you switch up on who you think who's the best fighter. And I think that's fair to say. I think I think Gervonta is right about that. I think when you see someone have a bad night, you have so much fickle criticism about that fighter to the point it's just, he might as well not even be fighting anymore. Now he's right about that. They've done that about everyone. And, and he has a point with that. A lot, you see somebody with an off night, all of a sudden he ain't this, he's overrated, he's a bum, he never was any good. Gervonta is absolutely spot on about that. Because a lot of people just jump off the bandwagon once you show one bad night or one sign of a bad performance, or just a bad performance. Regardless of what was going on. If you show of any fighter, and that's anybody, a few people are exceptional because they, a lot of people have, that much support. But you see a fighter do that, they run your ass up the flagpole. So he's absolutely correct about that. So I can tell his frustration about, his choice of fighters. However, the yin, here comes the yang. Well, you're talking about fighters' personal life. That's been happening since the beginning of boxing. Okay, if it wasn't for people worried about fighters' personal life, we wouldn't have had Jack Johnson deported to Cuba or deported from the U.S. because he was dating white women. You know what I mean? That's his personal life. That has nothing to do with his boxing ability. Muhammad Ali not being able to fight because he refuses to fight an award he don't believe in. That's personal. That had nothing to do with his professional life. Mike Tyson going to jail. People calling Mike crazy and this, that, and the other. Floyd Mayweather, everybody jumped on his case when he had that domestic violence dispute, right, with his child's mom. That had nothing to do with his boxing ability. Okay, now Gervonta Tank Davis snatching a chick out at a local game or getting into it with his child's mom. All that, none of that. No, it has nothing to do with boxing. But guess what? It's brought up. Okay, it's brought up. So it doesn't really matter about personal life. And it is clearly shown from Gervonta. He's just tired. This is a lash out and he's tired of people talking about his personal life. But it's his time now. But that's the cost of fame. That's the cost of when you are known, when you are popular. People are going to talk about every single element about you. Okay, including your personal life, because it's your personal life. They want to know what you do, how you do it, where you go, what you've been through, what you get into. They want to know all of that. So Gervonta saying, well, you guys need to, just sit back and enjoy the fans or enjoy the fights. That means Gervonta saying you guys just don't need to have an opinion, which I disagree with, because everybody got an opinion, including people that no one ever heard of. Okay? Regular people that are fans of a fighter. Social media gave people the power to have an opinion, to make channels, to make blogs, to create videos, to speak their what? Their mind, their opinion. So him saying that, oh, you guys just need to chill out and shut up and say, hey, you just need to shut up and enjoy us fighting. That's no different from when the chick said,
shut up and dribble. Shut up and dribble.
You know what I'm saying? That's no difference. You're just, oh, well, you guys need to just shut up and watch us. Don't have an opinion. Don't speak. Don't talk, because it's offending me. Well, guess what? Nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? And if they, meaning the fans of Gervonta, bother him that bad, he needs to start appeasing the fans. If he doesn't care, then there shouldn't be that much energy behind him saying, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, you do. We can tell you don't care. You can say, I don't care, and we already know you care. So Gervonta, I think, needs to understand and needs to be honest with himself. Like, look, why is this bothering me so bad? Because if it is bothering me that bad, I shouldn't have too much or so much to say about what fans think that I should do with my career making my money. Hell, they ain't making it for me. So why should I care what they think? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what Gervonta Tank Davis needs to understand. I think he needs to, realize and just come clean with that. And by the way, people, in closing, this interview, what he had to say, this sounds a lot like Floyd Mayweather. I'm sorry. This seems a lot like Money Mayweather. Because Floyd had that to say. Floyd did the same thing. Floyd went through the same stuff. And most importantly, Floyd guided this guy, this fighter, this very talented young brother through his career. And it sounds exactly like Floyd. So congratulations, Floyd. You made a carbon copy. But you guys tell me what you think of Gervonta Tank Davis going off on the fans, going off at the interviewer. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!